Good evening, everyone. So this is the last class before your seminars next week. Now, this time O-level badge. We are starting the seminars from this time O-level badge from the 11th of May. 11th of May, Wednesday physics seminar. 13th of May, Friday, biology seminar. And 14th Saturday, chemistry seminar. And all three seminars from 8 p.m. to midnight. And from those three seminars, we are planning to cover the entire syllabus, all three areas, chemistry, biology, physics, both 10 and 11. Because no point of just discussing a paper, so we will just memorize the questions and the answers. So you can't go for good grade just by memorizing the questions and the answers like that under new syllabus papers. Right. So this there are three papers from this Japura educational zone: chemistry, biology, and physics support seminar papers. Biology and chemistry we discuss, right? Biology and chemistry MCQs we discuss. Right. Chemistry MCQs we finish, and biology also we discuss MCQs, right? And I think biology we have to start structured essay and essays. Biology and chemistry, I think I discussed some of the essays, right? I think can someone reply on chat? This chemistry up to which question we discuss? Can someone reply on chat? Wait, I'll open the chat. Can someone reply on chat or tell me up to which one we discussed the essay type questions in chemistry separate seminar paper? Right. And so today I'll complete the MCQs of physics paper, right? Up to question number 4 part A, right? Okay, right. Thank you. Up to question number 5. So biology we didn't do any essays, only MCQs, right? Biology support seminar paper. Biology support seminar paper. Did we start essay type questions? No. Right. No, right? Yeah. Okay. Right. Then okay. So chemistry up to question number 4A we have done. 4A. We have to start with 4A, no? Question number 4 part A. Up to here. 4A done, then 4B onwards we have to do, no? 4B onwards, then question number 5. This paper we'll finish today. Then this remaining question, then this one is completely done. After that, another physics and MCQs. Chemistry question number 4B onwards we have to start, because this calculation part is a bit important, and physics I'll come to MCQs after this. And any questions left here I'll discuss during the seminar also, because we have 4 hours. And other than the seminar paper, if there's time I'll discuss this also, right? Question number 4 part B. We have to start with question number 4 part B. Chemistry. Do the following calculation, each of which is important in chemistry, right? Find the mass of 0.4 moles of 2.5 moles of sodium hydroxide. I'll quickly do the calculation. So how to find the mass from the mole? So you have to multiply by molar mass. If you want to find the mass, simple M equal, okay, I'll write quickly the answer here. Part 1, simple M equal simple N into capital M. How to convert moles into mass? Multiplied by molar mass. So 0.25 moles into molar mass of sodium hydroxide. Actually, they have to give the within bracket. They have to give sodium equal to 23. If you want, you can copy down that. Oxygen equal 16 and hydrogen equal 1. Then you can remember now this time all the paper is structured. They say you have to pay more attention to the grade 10 work and the grade 10 also that practical or the activity part. Okay, so you have to pay more attention to that part, especially structure. They say this time all the paper you'll get more from the grade 10 work. Remember that. Then molar mass of sodium hydroxide 40. You can get the total. Then you get 40 grams per mole. 40 grams per mole. Then you get the answer. Mole per mole get cancelled. You get the final answer in grams. So that is 10 grams. No, where 0.25 means 104. 104 into 40, 10 grams. Please raise the hand those who got 10 grams before me. Right, very good. Then so the other next one you asked to find the mass. So now this is one method of finding the mass. Then the second question they ask again to find the mass using different data or the chemical data given. So what type of data given here? The concentration and volume. Concentration and volume. So how do you use concentration and volume? Because look at the unit here. Cubic centimeter means volume. Moles per cubic decimeter means concentration. By looking at the unit, you can tell what it is. So you can't directly find the mass in the part 2. Part 2, before you find the mass, you have to find the moles. How to find the moles? N equals CV. N equals CV. Number of moles equal concentration into volume. N equals CV. What are the two equations to find the moles in your syllabus? One equation is this: moles equal mass over molar mass. Simple M or capital M. That is one equation. The other equation is this: N equals CV. There are two equations to calculate the number of moles. So let's find now the most important thing. You have to be careful about the units here, because concentration given in per cubic decimeter, volume is given in cubic centimeter. So concentration I'll write here 2.5 moles per cubic decimeter, and volume you can't write 500 cubic centimeter because this is in cubic decimeter. Therefore, to convert this into dm3, you have to divide by 1000. Why divide by 1000? To convert into decimeter cube, because both should be in cubic decimeters, because otherwise you can't cancel the units here. Look at this. Otherwise you can't cancel the units. Right. Now dm3 and per cubic decimeter you can cancel. dm3 and dm minus 3 you can cancel. So here dm minus 3, here dm3 can. So you ended up with moles. No need to think about the units separately, because if your method is correct, you will end up with correct units. So 500 times 1, 500 times 2, half, 0.5. So 0.5 into 0.25. 0.5 into 0.25. Then you get the final answer in moles. And after that, you have to, if you want, can leave like this and you can go to the next one, because finally you have to find the mass. So how to convert these moles into mass now? Okay, I'll write the final answer: 0.25 multiplied by half means 0.5. Then you get 0.125. 0.125 moles. What is the next step? You have to convert this into mass. How? By converting. Look at this. Second step. You have to convert moles into mass. The same method. Same method. Mass equal moles into molar mass. So how many moles did you get? 0.125 moles. What is the molar mass of sodium hydroxide? The same value, 40 grams per mole. 40 grams per mole. Then you get the final answer. Here also you can see moles per moles get cancelled. Moles per moles get cancelled. Mole per mole get cancelled. Then you get the final answer. When you multiply this by 40, 0.125 over into 40. What is the answer? 5 grams. Grams only left here, 5 grams. It's 1 over 8 actually. 0.125 is 1 over 8. Here put the unit 5 grams. So the part 2, the answer will be 5 grams. Please raise the hand those who got 5 grams before me. Part 2. Right. Good. The next one. Part 3. Part 3, the answer is right. And part 3. Find the mass of H2SO4 needed complete. This is a good question. Put a star. This type, all the exam essay type questions they can ask this. Find the mass of H2SO4 needed completely to neutralize 20 grams of NaOH. It's a very good question. All level exam type question. Put a star for this. Part 3, put a star. Very important. Every year they ask the calculation related to the balancing of equation. Very rarely, like you can get MCQs, they can directly ask to calculate moles, mass, molar mass, atoms, molecules. They can directly ask. That is in the MCQs. But essays and structured essays and related to the ion production or ion extraction, electrolysis, electroplating, they can ask chemical calculation questions. Gas production, they can ask chemical, how many moles, so how many mass of oxygen produced by heating this much of hydrogen peroxide, like that. So question, I'll erase the rest now because we need more space for that. Anyone look up in on this? Done. Now seminar, I don't take more than 100 students, maximum 100 because of this the Zoom the current license, maximum up to 100. So the first come first serve basis. So therefore, if any of your friends want to join, please ask them to keep them. I mean, because I give the priority to my students first. That's why. Right? So for you also, you have to upgrade the name code and send a request after that the seminar group. Once it is 100, then I will stop taking new students. Right. Right. Then question number part 3. First you need to, okay, this one, lot of things they can ask here. I mean, they can check neutralization. Why it is called neutralization? It is acid-base reaction. It is acid-base reaction. Right? It is acid-base reaction. H2SO4 react with sodium hydroxide. First I'll write the equation for these two. Look at the screen. Sodium hydroxide react with sulfuric acid, producing sodium sulfate and hydrogen gas. This is a neutralization reaction. Na2SO4 plus water. Sodium sulfate and water. Now, how to balance this? Sodium sulfate, the correct chemical formula is Na2SO4. So for balancing, you have to put 2 NaOH. 2 NaOH. Then for balancing water, sodium 2 sulfate 1. What about water here? How many hydrogen this side? 4 hydrogen, right? And 2 oxygen. So you have to put here 2H2O. 2H2O. Because sulfuric acid is a dibasic acid. Sulfuric acid can release 2H plus. Therefore, 2 water molecules are forming. So why this is a neutralization reaction? It is acid-base reaction. If you only write here, Sodium hydroxide is base. This is an acid. Therefore, it is a neutralization reaction plus it is an exothermic reaction. Neutralization reaction as well as it is an exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. Neutralization reaction as well as an exothermic reaction. Remember, any neutralization reaction, any acid-base reaction is an exothermic. That means heat is evolved to the surrounding. So that also you have to remember here. Now what is the calculation part here? Look at here, what is the correct molar ratio they react here? 2 moles of NaOH can react with 1 mole of H2SO4. 1 moles of H2SO4. That means what? 2:1 the ratio. 2:1 the ratio. Now sodium hydroxide we have 20 grams. Sodium hydroxide, how many grams we have? 20 grams. Then you have to convert sodium hydroxide, the mass, 20 grams they have given. Look at the question. 20 grams they have given. They are asking how many moles of sulfuric acid, how many mass, how many grams of H2SO4 required, no, to react with this 20 grams. That's the question. To react with 20 grams, how many grams of H2SO4 required? So mass 20 grams. Now I want to find the moles. How to find moles? 20 divided by 40. How many moles? Half mole. 0.5 mole. 0.5 mole. Then H2SO4 moles will be how many? Now we can find the H2SO4 moles by 2:1. 2:1. So half of this will be H2SO4. This will be 0.5 divided by 2. That is what? 0.5 divided by 2 is what? 0.125. Half of that. Is that clear? Half of 0.5 is 0.125, right? 0.5 divided by 2. Sorry, 0.25. 0.25. 0.25 moles. Is that clear? Here 2 moles react with 1 mole. Therefore, from 0.25 also the same ratio. From 0.25 this much. Because we have to divide this by 2. So 2 moles react with 1 mole. So you have to divide this by 2. So this also you divide by 2. That is the same ratio. Imagine you have 10 moles of NaOH. How many moles of H2SO4? 5 moles. If you have 1000 NaOH moles, sulfuric acid 500. Did you get the point? If you have NaOH 50, H2SO4 25. Why? How did you know this? After balancing the equation. After balancing the equation. This is from the balance equation. From that, from balance equation. From balancing. From balancing we get this. When balancing we have 2 in front of NaOH and nothing here in front of H2SO4. That means 1. So this is the ratio. This is the molar ratio they react with each other. H2SO4 and sulfuric acid. So whatever any other moles given, they also react with the same ratio. 0.5. If it is 5 moles, H2SO4 will be 2.5. Right? If sodium hydroxide 5 mole, H2SO4 half of that. Always half of that. Or if you are given H2SO4, you have to multiply by 2 to get NaOH mole. So either way, you can go from either side. Sometimes in the old way, they can give H2SO4 mole. They can give any other acid. They can give any other base. But the same technique, same method. Now, is this the answer? No. They ask how many grams of NaOH sulfuric acid required. How many grams? H2SO4 mass required. Right? Now you have to convert H2SO4, how many moles of H2SO4? 0.25. So how to find the mass? Mass of H2SO4 equal moles into molar mass. Mass equal moles into molar mass. Right? So we are going to convert this into mass. How many moles did you get? 0.25 moles. What is the molar mass of H2SO4? 98. They have given here sulfur 32, oxygen 16 and hydrogen 1. If you want, you can get the total and check. It's 98. Okay, I don't know, this is very basic things, great in chemical calculation. Hydrogen 2, sulfur 32, oxygen 16 into 4, 64. When you get the total, what is the answer? You get 98, no? 4 to 6, 6 plus 2, 8. Yeah, it's 98, right? Yeah, 98. Sorry, not 90. Yeah. 98 grams per mole. When you get the total, you get 98 grams per mole. So the sulfuric acid, what is the molar mass? 98 grams per mole. Look at the screen. That also I wrote here the rightmost side. 98. So I'll write here 98 grams per mole. Right. Now, how to do this now? Just multiply it. The rest is just max. Mole per mole cancel. So you should get the final answer in grams. So we ended up in grams anyway. So what is the final answer now? 0.25 into 98. You should get the answer before me. Don't wait until I write the final answer. You have to do it before me. You have to do it fast. That's why, because I am moving. It's 24.5, right? It's 24.5. It's 24.5 grams. Okay, it's 24.5 grams. That's how you get the answer. That is the final answer. So that's what they asked me. Look at part 3. Yes, how many grams of H2SO4 required to neutralize this much of sodium hydroxide? If you use more than this much, what happened? Unreacted H2SO4 will be left. It's something like this. Imagine maybe doctors with medicine, they prescribe this pantoprazole, like parasol, esomeprazole. There are various gastritic, for gastritis. So to neutralize the acidity of your stomach, even neutralization reaction. So if you don't get the correct dose, or if you get higher amount, then unreacted base will be left. If you get little base, unreacted acid will be left. So if you combine them at the correct ratio, they react. Nothing left. Then the reaction goes to a completion without leaving any raw materials, without leaving any reactant. So this is the benefit of balancing the equation and doing the calculation. After balancing, you can decide what is the exact ratio, the molar ratio or the mass ratio we should mix to get the final product. Okay. Therefore, this type of question every year they ask under essay type. Chemical reaction, a calculation. Please write that if you want in your short notebook. A calculation based on a chemical reaction will be there in the essay type or structure essay for sure, at least small part. And the other calculation, calculating the moles, mass, molar mass, whatever the concentration, those things, mole fraction, mass fraction, volume fraction, or whatever, that will come under structure essay, mostly MCQs. Right. Then next part. Shall I erase the screen? Am I still coming down? So how did I start now? First I write, because if your balancing go wrong, what happened? If your balancing go wrong, what happened? Then you will get the wrong molar ratio here. The first step I highlighted green, 2 mole react with 1 mole of H2SO4. How did I predict this? After balancing. If I don't know how to balance, that is the end of this question. After balancing, what did I do? I converted NaOH moles into NaOH mass into NaOH mass. I'll write 1, 2, 3, 4, then you will understand. Number 1, balancing. Number 2, predict the molar ratio. Number 3, convert mass into moles. Number 4, find the H2SO4 moles exactly react with this amount, and then convert H2SO4 moles into H2SO4 mass. So this is the order. First, balancing the equation. Number 2, finding the exact molar ratio they react. Number 3, converting the given one. What is given us? So what is given us? NaOH. So we will start with that. If you are given H2SO4, we convert that one into moles. If you know the moles of one guy, you can find the other guy. Do you understand what I say? So they will not give both. If both given, nothing to do. So from the known one, we predict the other one, the required amount. If you know one reactant, the amount added, you can find to react with that completely what is the required amount from the second one. So very good question. Industrially, this is very important. Without wasting raw materials, you can mix the exact ratio where they react. That's why they are asking many questions from this. Right. Those who are going for A and B pass, yes, this is a must. Right. Shall I read this? If you have any doubts. Right. Anyone still copying down? Shall I read this? Right. Done. Lonita, you are still writing? And there are few students join, those who have joined with the March name code. So you have to, there are very few, I think, yeah, you have the record. So please upgrade your April and name code, otherwise you won't be able to join the seminars, right? And there are students, those who have not joined the online classes regularly, I have removed them from the group also. Without informing, they are just waiting. If you have any other issues, so you have to inform beforehand, and then that is not a problem to join the classes. You can't just stay silent, right? Okay. Now I'll erase the screen. Then next one. Now you can see the initially, gradually it's becoming little harder. Then this one, mole fraction thing. You are given 0.5 moles of NaOH dissolved in 180 grams of water. So NaOH, to find the mole fraction, you should know the mass fraction. To find the mass fraction, you should know the mass of solute and solvent. Mass of solute and solvent. Now the mass of solvent is already given. That is 180 grams of water. So this one you have to convert. Solute you have to convert into mass. How? Mass equal moles into molar mass. Actually this Japura zone also, these three seminar support seminar papers prepared covering all the areas of your chemistry and biology and physics. So then again we are doing one more seminar covering all the lessons, but any questions left, if I get enough time, so that day also I'll discuss. But there will be a separate seminar for that. Then how many moles is 0.5 moles. Molar mass of NaOH, earlier also we did know the similar calculation, 40 grams per mole. Then how many? 20 grams, half means 0.5 means half. Mole per mole get cancelled. You get 20 grams. 20 grams. So 20 grams and 180 grams. So what is mass fraction? Mass fraction is mass of solute over total mass. Mass fraction is mass of solute over total mass of the solution. Write the equation, mass of solute divided by, if you don't know. Sometimes they can ask volume fraction. Sometimes they can ask mole fraction. Mole fraction is the other most frequently asked one. Every year they ask a question from mole fraction. Mass of solute over total mass of solution, or total mass of the mixture. Total mass of the mixture. So what is the mass of solute here? 20 grams. What is the total? 200. How come 200? 180 and 20. 180 and 20. 200 gram. Is there any unit for the mass fraction? No units. No units. Remember, in some questions, if you don't write the unit, you lose marks. If you don't write the units, you lose marks. They will deduct marks. For some questions, if you write the unit, you lose marks. That is this one. If you write units for the mass fraction, you lose marks. They will deduct marks for writing the units, which is not there. The units not. So remember, mole fraction, mass fraction, volume fraction, no units. But mass or volume, you have units. So gram get cancelled. What is the answer? 0 0 also cut. 20 times 1, 20 times 10, no? 1 over 10. 1 over 10. Gram cancel. 1 over 10 is what? 0.1. No units. Please raise the hand those who got 0.1. The mole mass fraction here. Yes, how many of you got 0.1 the mass fraction? 0.1, no, 1 over 10. 20 over 200. Right, very good. Okay. Now your the exam also is 23rd. today is 7th. So only one more week after, only 2 more weeks after this Sunday. Not next Monday, not 9th Monday, not 16th Monday, 23rd Monday you're starting now. Right. They are giving holidays on 20th, the school holidays, government schools. Okay, then let's move. So again I am telling what are the areas where they ask calculation from chemistry. Please write down these equations. One equation is what? Look at the screen everyone, the summary, short note. Chemical calculation they can ask from these areas. Number 1, I'll write the list, then you will remember this because some of them from grade 10, some of these from grade 11. Okay, look at this. If you only can copy down this in a short notebook. Number 1, moles equal mass over molar mass. Number 2, moles equal CV. Number 3, mass equal moles into molar mass. That's actually from the same equation, the first equation you have rearranged that. That's how you find the mass. Number 4, you can find the number of molecules, number of atoms. Number of atoms equal atomic moles into Avogadro constant. Atomic moles, so moles of atoms into Avogadro constant. Number 4, number of molecules equal moles of molecules, so moles of CO2, moles of molecules into Avogadro constant. If you want to find molecules, you should know the moles of molecules. If you want to find the atoms, you should know the atomic moles, so the moles of atoms. Right? Then number 5. Seminar also I'll discuss from one question from each type. Then then 6th one. So this is from grade 10, right? In addition to that, you should know the RAM and all the small basic calculation, but they will not ask the calculation. Equation about RAM, you should know. AMU and RAM also you should know. Atomic mass unit, AMU, the equation you should know. Then number 7, relative atomic mass, the equation you should know. Right? So I hope you know this, right? Please refer that. Then after that you should know the mass fraction, V over V. Then you should know M over M or W over W, mass fraction. Then you should know M over V, mass over volume. And then number 11 you should know mole fraction. Then number 12 you should know concentration. So mainly you are getting calculation from these areas under chemistry. Calculating some part of this from grade 10. Calculating the moles using the concentration and volume, calculating the mass, calculating the atoms, calculating the number of molecules. So this is from grade 10 except the second one. Second one actually from grade 11. Then grade 10 again you get AMU, atomic mass unit. What is atomic mass? 1 over 12 into the mass of C612 isotope. Atomic mass unit is 1 over 12 into the mass of C612 isotope. 1 over 12 into mass of C612 isotope. Mass of C612 atom. Then next one, RAM is what? RAM is the mass of any element divided by mass of an atom over AMU. Mass of an atom divided by AMU. AMU means atomic mass unit, okay? AMU stands for atomic mass unit. Or you can write that the same thing, 1 over 12 into the mass of C612 isotope. Then this one is mass fraction, V over V volume fraction, M over M mass fraction. The M over V mass over volume, This one has units, huh? This one has units, so you get the unit here either grams per cubic decimeter, like that. Mole fraction also no units. Some of these no units you can write that volume fraction, mass fraction, and mole fraction no units. And the other one is concentration or the molarity. Most frequently they ask questions from this also. C equals NOV, and the first one most frequently they ask questions like, otherwise if you don't get a question from this equation, that will not be the oral science paper, remember that. Right, these are the areas where you can copy down this if you on one page. You should practice at least 1 or 2 questions from each. Right. Then shall I erase this? Anyone still copying down? Anyone still copying down this? Is mass of an atom. Relative atomic mass means mass of an atom. Anyone still copy down? Those who are still copy down, please raise the hand, because I'm going to, otherwise I'm going to erase this. That's why. When you're done, lower your hand. Right, done. Okay, good. Then I'll erase this. The next one. Next question number 5. O-level science paper is hydrocarbon lesson and electrochemistry, mostly under essay type question you are getting. Either question number 6 or question number 6 or essay question number 6 or question number 9A, 9 part A you can get. Right? Hydrocarbons and electrochemistry, electroplating, electrolysis, electrochemical cell, one of that. And corrosion thing, the other one is corrosion, rusting part, that also they can ask. Rusting part they haven't asked last few years. Right? Okay, then this one, an image of 2 sets of electrochemical reaction. Okay, copper sulfate solution. I don't know whether this is clear here. This is, I think, copper. I'll write it again here because the 2 metals not clear. I think this is copper and iron here. It is copper and iron here, Fe. And here it's in copper and iron, I think. Yeah, it's that also copper and iron. Copper and iron. Copper and iron. Now, this is what? Now the most important thing, out of this, which one is electrochemical cell and which one is electrolytic cell? So, the most important thing is this. The second one, there's a battery. First one, no battery, galvanometer. Right? Galvanometer. In the exam, before you answer any question, see whether it is an electrochemical cell or electrolytic cell. That is number 1. Otherwise, everything will go wrong. Right? First one, electrochemical cell. First one is what? Why? Because we get current from the reaction. If output is electricity, it is electrochemical cell. Electrochemical cell. If output is chemical reaction, then it is electrolytic cell. Electrochemical cell. That means batteries. We get current from the reaction. If output is current, electrochemical cell. If output is reaction, we supply current and make the reaction. That is electrolytic cell. What are the 2 types of cell? Electrochemical cells and electrolytic cell. If there's a battery, you can easily find it's electrolytic cell means, example, electrolysis and electroplating. Electrolysis and electroplating. Either electrolysis or electroplating, we use electrolytic cells. Right. Electroplating. Now, first one, which of the above setup is an electrochemical cell? Very easy. How do I, if they have given a battery, if battery is given, it is, if battery is connected, external power supply, that is electrolytic cell. If there's a galvanometer or ammeter or milliammeter or bulb, if output, so if they have given, what are the other possibilities? Now this is actually galvanometer. Okay, this is a galvanometer. Other than this, if they give what, milliammeter or ammeter or bulb. Those are the other possibilities they can give. So what is the answer for the part 1? Part 1, the answer is setup A. Or you can write here if you want to set up A and set up 2. So you can write number 1. They have given A and B, no? Set up A and B. I'll put A and B. A and B is missing here, right? Anyway, I'll put here A and B. It's A here, this is B. Right. Then, next one. Identify and write the metal used as anode and cathode in setup A and B. Okay, forget about the table. Electrolytic cell. This is how you can easily identify the anode and cathode. Positive side anode, negative side cathode. In electroplating and electrolysis, by looking at the battery, you can tell the anode and cathode. So here positive side is this side, copper is anode by this positive. This side is negative, therefore iron is cathode. Iron is cathode. Cathode is minus. Anode is plus. So iron is cathode. That's how you can easily find whether it's anode or cathode by looking at the battery. But you can't decide the anode and cathode in the other one simply by looking at the cell. There, the most reactive guy become the anode. Who is more reactive? In setup A, who is more reactive out of copper and iron? Iron is more reactive. Therefore, iron anode, copper cathode. Here, who is anode? Iron, and copper is cathode. This is very important. Again, I'll repeat. In electrochemical cell, the most reactive metal anode. This one I'll put an arrow toward this and right. In electrochemical cell, most reactive metal act as anode. Most reactive metal act as anode. In electrolytic cell, positive rod is anode. Positive rod electrode is anode. How do you determine? How do you check whether which one is positive electrode? Look at the battery. Battery positive side, that side electrode also positive. Battery negative side, that side electrode also negative. Negative one is cathode, positive one is anode. Positive electrode is anode here. Okay, that's how to decide anode in electrochemical cell, the most reactive metal. If you don't know which out of the pair of metal which one is most reactive, that is the end of this question. When you are given any pair of metal, you should know which one is more reactive. Example, you should know the activity series grade 10. Chapter 16 grade 10 activity series, there are 14 metals. Example, zinc and copper. You should know who is more reactive. Otherwise, you can't answer these questions. If you are given any pair, zinc and copper, or you get zinc and iron. Like that, when you are given a pair of metal like that, you should know. Is that clear? Zinc and iron. You should know who is anode, who is cathode. So if you are given this one, who is anode? Zinc. If you are given this one, who is anode? Again zinc, because zinc is more reactive than both copper and iron. Right, like that only. If you take iron and copper, then who is more reactive? Iron is more reactive. So here, this one is anode, zinc. Here also zinc is anode. Here iron is anode, because iron is more reactive than copper, like that. So therefore, when you are given any pair of metal, you should know how to predict the anode. This is applicable for electrochemical cell as well as rusting in bimetallic corrosion. Now, you can complete the table without my help now. Okay? I know everything. If you only can take a screenshot. Let's see now. In table, how to complete the table now. Anode in A. So this is A and B. Who is this is idle iron, this is copper. Here copper and iron again. So what is the anode in setup A? Anode is iron. Cathode is copper. In B, in setup B, who is anode? Most reactive one. The positive one is anode. What is positive one? Copper, no copper. cathode is iron. Is that clear, everyone? First setup A, why did I select iron? Because most reactive metal. If you can put an arrow, the most reactive one. Most reactive one. Most reactive metal. So there we get positive one. Positive electron. Positive electron. So what is A here? Electrochemical cell. Electrochemical cell. What is B here? Electrolytic cell. Look at the diagram and you can decide this. Electrolysis or electroplating like that. This is plus, this side is minus because look at the battery. Right. Then next one. Write the positive terminal in the setup A and B. Positive terminal in setups A and B. Setup A, what is the positive terminal? This is also very important. In setup A, the positive terminal. Look at the screen, everyone. Setup A positive terminal. This is iron. This is copper. Who lose electron? The most reactive metal lose electron. So electrons lost from iron to copper. Iron rich in electrons. Most reactive metal act negative, it acts as anode. In electrochemical cell, anode is negative. Electrons travel from negative to positive, so the copper has to be positive. Is that clear? This is how you predict the anode and cathode as well as the charge of the electrode. How to predict the anode? By looking at the most reactive metal. And most reactive metal acts as anode and it's negatively charged. Least reactive metal acts as cathode and it's positively charged. Is that clear, everyone? Right. So then what is the answer for this? Just set up A, what is the anode? Just in setup A, positive terminal. Positive terminal in setup A will be copper. In setup B, positive, look at the, in setup B, you have to look at the terminals of the battery here. This side battery positive, that side negative, so this copper is positive here and iron is negative. Depend on the direction of the battery connector. So what is the answer for this? In B, in setup B, who is the positive one? Copper. By copper side, that side the battery positive, long terminal. Here the short terminal. Right. So the answer is copper positive. They are also copper positive. In both, copper is positive. Copper. Answer is copper. Instead of B also, copper is the positive one terminal. But but anode and cathode different. In setup A, the copper is positive, but it's cathode, no? In B, it's anode. Near which metal does oxidation take place in A? In A, who will oxidize? Iron. Why? Iron is more reactive. In electrochemical cell, most reactive metal oxidize. In which metal does the oxidation occurs near iron? Why? Iron is more reactive than copper. That is the answer for this. Next one they ask, write down the oxidation half reaction of the metal you mentioned in 4 above. Iron, when iron oxidize, okay, I'll erase this. When iron oxidize, part 5. When iron oxidize, it becomes Fe2+. It's called oxidation half reaction. Plus 2 electron. Write the reaction near the iron in setup B. Right? So in setup B is electrolysis. They are copper dissolved and near this one what happened? Cu2 plus ions will gain electron and become Cu. Cu2 plus gain 2 electrons and become Cu. That is reduction reaction. Near iron, the reduction occurs. That means iron gets plated with copper because copper sulfate solution, and we use iron rod as the cathode. Copper is anode because copper is connected to the positive terminal of the battery in B, in setup B. Right. That's the end of this question. It's not hard. My advice again, when you are given any cell like this under electrochemistry, if you get a diagram like this, before you answer any questions, first you have to check whether it's an electrochemical cell or electrolytic cell. If it is an electrochemical cell, check which metal is more reactive. Based on that, predict the anode. And anode is positive, anode is negatively charged, anode oxidation take place, anode lose electrons and is negatively charged. If it is electrolytic cell, how to predict the anode? Look at the battery. Battery plus side, the electrode also anode. And there are also oxidation, what is common to both these? Oxidation at anode. That won't change. Whether it's electrochemical cell or electroplating or electrolysis or electrolytic cell, anode is oxidation, that is common anywhere. Even until A-level chemistry, yes. Even university level. Anode oxidation. Cathode reduction, that won't change. But don't memorize anode is positive, cathode is negative. That is not valid always. Anode positive, cathode negative is valid only for electrolysis and electroplating, electrolytic cell. Anode positive, cathode negative, not valid for electrochemical cell. And the other most important thing, some students memorize anode left side, cathode right side, because all the examples given in the textbook given like that. Anode left side, cathode right side in all the diagrams example. So there's no rule like that. You can see this one, this question, the second setup B, because that A and B is missing here. You have to mark that I told you, right? This one, it's A and B you have to put, it's missing here. A and B, this is setup A, this is setup B. So here, anode and cathode, I told this plus and minus thing. Anode positive, anode left side, cathode right side, that is that's what I told last. So anode left side and cathode right side, that also don't memorize like that. That's completely wrong. Waste example, this setup. Anode is which side? Here. Anode is this one. Anode left side here. Here the anode is right side. Iron. Here the copper is anode because it's electrolytic cell. Look at the battery and predict the anode. Here, look at the reactivity and predict the anode. The A electrochemical cell, based on the reactivity we predict the anode. In electrolysis, based on the battery charge, based on the terminal of the battery we predict the anode. Positive terminal anode, like that. Okay, so that's how, and it's very easy because if you learn this together, because in the textbook you learn this separately after this electrochemical cell, then you only start electrolysis, then at the end you don't combine these two and check what are the similarities and differences. So that one straight away you get in the exam, then you are not used to that. Okay, then question number 5, the rest we have what we discussed, right? Then we have to start with part B. I wrote the reaction in iron in reaction of iron. Actually, this is copper plating on iron rod. Copper rod dissolve, copper oxidize because copper is anode. Copper atoms oxidize and added Cu2 plus to the solution. Copper is active electrode. Then those Cu2 plus get deposited on the iron rod, Fe. Then you have iron plated, copper plated iron rod. Copper plated iron rod because anode add in Cu2 plus to the solution, and those Cu2 plus get attracted to the cathode and deposit. So will the color change here? No, because equal amount of, and the other most interesting thing is this. Imagine the mass of the cathode, negative one is cathode here, increased by 1 gram. This iron one increased by 1 gram due to the deposition of copper. Then this one lose by 1 gram. When this one gain 1 gram, this one will lose 1 gram. That was very important to understand. Why? That means that amount of metal lost from the anode is equal to the amount deposited at the cathode. Electron, the mass loss and gain at the end is balance. Right. So I gave a detailed explanation also about this because it's important for the essay type questions in the oral science paper. Right. Then part B. Part B. What is the method of producing sodium industrially? Who can guess the answer for the P1? Any volunteers? B1 the answer? Dasula? Ayad?
Down cell method.
Electrolysis.
Yeah, actually if they ask method, don't tell down cell. Down cell is the setup we use for this. Industrial setup. So that is by electrolysis of molten NaCl. What is the method? Electrolysis of because if you tell down cell method, nothing to write for the part 2. Then special type of cell, then you tell down cell. Electrolysis of molten, or you can write fused NaCl. If you only can write here because not necessary to mention the anode and the cathode, again they asked that question in the part 3. Electrolysis of molten NaCl. Now this also I have to tell you. Some questions, if you write everything that you know for the first part and second part, but nothing to write for the rest, because the other parts also they ask this, they break down this into several parts and ask the question. So you write everything for the part 1, then nothing to write for the others. That also can happen in some questions, even in science paper. That's why my advice, especially when you're answering essays and structured essays, you have to read the entire question before selecting them. That's why oral science paper now they give additional 10 minutes reading time. Right? Additional 10 minutes reading time to select the questions. So you have to quickly go through all the parts and tick and see how many parts you can do. Right. Then next one part. What is the name of the? Remember the essay type questions. They can give the diagram, down cell diagram. They can give and ask labeling even. This down cell, that is sodium extraction. Blast furnace, so that iron extraction, thermal reduction. And salt industry, sodium chloride. Salt industry, down cell, iron industry, extraction of iron, blast furnace. Then distillation, there are 3 types: fractional distillation, steam distillation, and simple distillation. Then chromatography and solvent extraction and fractional distillation. Fractional distillation actually recently they asked. So from those areas you can get essay type questions. Salt industry, down cell sodium extraction, iron extraction, blast furnace grade 10. Therefore you have to go through them again. And next one. What is the name of this special type of cell? Down cell. Down cell. Next one. Next one, name the anode and the cathode in this. Yes, any volunteers? What is the anode and the cathode in the down cell? What material is used for the anode and what material is used for the cathode? Yes. Any volunteers? Down cell, grade 11, chapter 12. You have this grade 11, chapter 12 under electrolysis. The diagram and everything, industrial setup. Yes, any volunteers? I'll ask the answer from Ayad. Dilshad.
Anode graphite, cathode
Anode
steel.
graphite, cathode steel.
Yeah, very good, correct. Anode graphite, cathode steel. Right. Next one, write the equation for the reaction near the anode. In sodium extraction, we have only molten NaCl, nothing else. Only Na plus and Cl minus. Right? Electrodes also, anode is graphite is inert electrode near the anode. So near the anode, electrode is inert. Therefore, someone near in the solution should undergo oxidation. Equation, write the equation near the anode. So what happened near the anode? Anode is positive in electrolysis. Down cell also electrolysis. Down cell also electrolysis sodium extraction. There also anode is positive. Why anode is positive? It's connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Right? So near the anode attracts anions. What is the anion here? Cl minus. Na to Na. Anode attracts, anode is positive, it attracts negative ions. So what happened now? Cl minus becomes Cl2 gas. Cl2 minus to Cl minus oxidized to become Cl2 gas plus 2 electron. This is the reaction that occurs near the anode. Anode attracts anions. Anode attracts anions. Write the equation of the reaction near the cathode. Cathode attracts cations. Cathode attracts cations. Cata to cata, Na to Na. Cata to cata, Na to Na means what? Cathode attracts cations, anode attracts anions. So cations or cations are attracted to the cathode. What is the cation? They are only Na plus, nothing else. So it will receive 2 electrons, gain 1 electron, and becomes Na, sodium metal. Okay, but in the exam you should better write the physical state also, because there's one lesson you have to definitely write the physical state, that is 8th lesson, energy changes associated with the chemical reactions, like exothermic reaction, endothermic reaction, energy profile and all. That one you have to write the physical state in that lesson, whatever the equation you write, even energy profile also, energy level diagram also, you have to write about the reactant, the reactants of the products. Right, then this part is done. After that, part C you are given, again you need the activity series and the most reactive metal to predict this. Okay, I'll read the bit here. Look at the screen, everyone. This is also a bit important for this time molar. That is an experiment. Here copper and iron. Copper and iron. Who will oxidize? Iron. Near the most reactive metal will become 2 plus, and near the other guy OH minus will come out. Fe become Fe2 plus. Why? Because it's most reactive. Most reactive one become positively charged. The next pair, let's see. Fe and they are not given what is M here, no? Iron and M. Yeah, it should be, they haven't given, maybe magnesium. Alright. The last one is zinc. Zinc and iron. So who will act as anode? Zinc is more reactive. Therefore the most reactive one will oxidize, will used up. Iron become Fe2 plus. Here what happened? Zn become Zn2 plus. Okay, Zn2 plus, and OH minus come near the other side. Whatever the metal that corrode, the other side OH minus come. Reduction reaction same, O2 and H2O becomes OH minus. Whatever the metal that corrode, the formation of OH minus common. Because formation of OH minus from reduction reaction. Reduction reaction same. Whatever the metal that corrode, the most reactive metal oxidize and corrode, and the reduction will be like that. So I think the problem is capital M here. I think it should be like maybe unknown. Let's see the question they ask. Write down 2 essential substances in the agar medium itself prepared for the above test. Agar medium. In a petri dish we have agar medium. This agar medium should contain enough moisture, water. semi-solid medium, and you should put some NaCl. Two essential substances actually. You put the two indicators actually, two essential substances. You put the phenolphthalein indicator and potassium ferricyanide indicators. Potassium ferricyanide, or you can write phenolphthalein indicator, right? Phenolphthalein indicator. That is number one, and the number two is potassium. Where you can write K3FeCN6. That is potassium ferricyanide. Okay. K3FeCN6. Right. Next one. What is K3FeCN6? To detect iron. If iron rust only, you can detect it using K3FeCN6, potassium ferricyanide. Only for iron it is sensitive. Only with iron it gives color change. Phenolphthalein with any base, with OH minus. Phenolphthalein gives the color with OH minus. With OH minus you get the color, pink color. And that's how you get it. So the answer is two essential substances I gave, a phenolphthalein indicator and potassium ferricyanide indicator. M is unknown metal. They have given at the top. M is unknown, don't know. Look at here the question. That's why I was wondering. M is unknown. They have not given what is M here, just a metal. The other side iron. That we know. The other side iron, but M unknown metal. If we know only one thing, that it is a metal. It's a metal, right? So essential substances I gave. In the agar medium there are two essentials, phenolphthalein and potassium ferricyanide indicator. In addition that you can put NaCl to make the reaction faster. Write the color near the iron and copper in setup 1. Setup 1, you get blue color near the iron and you get pink color near OH minus from the two reactions. Right? Pink. Why pink? Because of OH minus. Only OH minus can give pink? No. OH minus with phenolphthalein. Because OH minus means the medium is basic. Basic medium, phenolphthalein turns pink. Phenolphthalein is colorless. Original color of phenolphthalein colorless. Wherever, not only OH minus can be in the form of sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide. So any basic solution, the phenolphthalein turns pink. It's a qualitative test. Whether it's acidic or basic, that's it. Right? And next one. Color near that I done a color near copper and I wrote blue and pink. Okay, you have write separately, near iron blue, near copper pink. Next one, write down the reason why those colors change. You write here what pink color due to the reduction of O2 and H2O forming OH minus. That is the reduction reaction. Reduction reaction, the pink color is due to the formation of OH minus. That's I think that's enough if you write that. And the other one you get the blue color, you write what? Fe2 plus can be identified easily using potassium ferricyanide. That's the reason. With potassium ferricyanide, Fe2 plus gives the next one, blue color. Then next one, in which metal the occurs oxidation? In which metal occurs oxidation? Part 4, in which one the oxidation occurs? In which metal out of this? I don't know whether they have given a setup 1 or 2 anyway. In which metal the oxidation? Part 4, I am asking the answer part 4. Out of these side, these two, out of iron and copper, oxidation occurs near iron. Oxidation occurs near iron. Fe. In which metal oxidation occurs near iron? In setup A. Okay, I erase this. Then no color change near the metal M. No color change near metal M. That's the turning point. No color change near metal M means it will not be iron for sure, because if it is iron it has to get oxidized. No? The other side, what is the metal given? Iron. other than it can't be iron anyway. The other side iron. What is the color near iron? Metal M is in the figure. No color change near metal M in the figure 2. So that means it should be more reactive. No color change means what? Look at this is the argument. This is the argument. For this to have no color change means near M. No color change means what? It has to be a reactive metal, because if this become less reactive, the iron will oxidize and blue color appear and pink color appear here. There is no color change. That means metal M. So I'll write in no color change. No color change means what? That has to be like magnesium or something, which is more reactive than iron. Then the iron, what happened? That color will appear. Right here, no color change. And iron, if iron oxidizes, what happens? This becomes less reactive, then pink color will appear here. Pink color will appear, but here no pink color, because iron will not oxidize. So then this will oxidize. This can be even zinc. This can be magnesium, something like that. Then only what happens? It will sacrifice itself to protect the other side iron nail. So that's how we can use a reactive metal in the second setup. You can't use lithium, sodium, potassium, then you get catch fire, like can cause accidents. Did you get the point now? So they're asking no color change near metal M in the figure 2. What is the color change near iron? Near iron, definitely pink should come, because I told you always what are the metal that rust, the other side you get the pink. No, you get the pink here. Look at here, this one you got M. So this one they are given Fe, right? Fe. This is what they are given at the top. So this has to be what? More reactive than iron. More reactive than Fe. Then what happen? OH minus come to, if it is more reactive than Fe, M act as anode. The most reactive side act as anode. Fe become cathode. Fe becomes cathode. And why it is cathode? Reduction reaction produces OH minus near this electron. What is the reduction reaction? Oxygen plus water receive electrons and become OH minus. I don't have time to explain all this in detail. Therefore, it can't be iron no anyway. It can be any other metal above iron in the activity series. So that's how you get the answer. M is less reactive than iron, no, more reactive than iron. What is the answer? This is more, M is more, it should be more reactive than iron. Right, the answer. It is more reactive than iron. Okay. Is that clear now, everyone? Any questions? Shall I erase the screen? Right, done. Next one. And that's all. No, that's all this one. That's all the paper. Essay type questions also we discuss now. Now let's move on to the physics. So chemistry paper completely done. Everything done chemistry. Then biology essays left, and what is the other one? Physics MCQs. Physics actually the whole paper. Now let's move on to the physics MCQs. Right. Please raise the hand those who have done at least the MCQs of this paper. Those who have done at least the MCQs of this paper beforehand. How many of you have done? Please raise the hand. Right. Very good, very good. Those who have done this at home, very good. Because no point of just copying down the answers without knowing what's the question even. Okay. Right. I will start with the first MCQ. Given below are some statement regarding the velocity. Velocity is not a vector. Velocity can be, okay. First statement, velocity is not a vector, wrong. Velocity can be exist as negative value. Velocity can be negative, correct, because it's a vector. Vector means can have positive and negative. Rate of the change of displacement is known as velocity. That's also correct. First MCQ, the answer is B and C. Answer is 3. Please raise the hand those who got this answer. B and C. Very good, very good. Right. Question number 1, answer is 3. I'll erase the screen. Question number 2, velocity time graph of a certain object is given. What is the uniform acceleration and the uniform deceleration of respectively? Uniform acceleration, you can find this one, a equals v minus u over t. A equals v minus u over t. You get the final answer. A equals 60 minus 0 divided by 30. Answer will be 2 ms minus 2. Uniform deceleration, you can find a equals v minus u over t, that is 0 minus 60 divided by 70 minus 50, 20. That one you get minus 3, right? 20 times 3 minus 3 ms minus 2. So that is plus 2 and minus 3. Acceleration 2, deceleration minus 3. Deceleration is 3. Remember, if they give the word deceleration, no need to put the sign. So acceleration negative means is deceleration. Negative acceleration is also known as deceleration. Who can give me the answer for this one? Second MCQ, any volunteers on it? Faiz, Sadaham, Ashen, Manet, Amru, Sandali.
First answer.
Answer is first, but there's one mistake here in this first answer. Who can tell me the mistake here? Otherwise, there's some other answer to select also. What is the mistake in the first answer? Who can tell me? Who can see the mistake in the first answer? Dasula?
You haven't put the minus sign for deceleration.
No. Deceleration, I told you, no need to put the minus sign. Right, everyone? Deceleration, if they ask deceleration, don't put minus sign. Don't put minus sign. Negative sign for the deceleration. If they ask, again I'm telling, now either acceleration or deceleration, we use the same equation. Either acceleration or deceleration, we use the same equation. Look at here, the last part of the graph, deceleration. So we use the same equation to calculate the. But when you write the answer, if you deceleration equal 3, no need to put the minus sign. We drop the sign. It's something like this. You tell someone my marks decrease by 5. You don't tell decrease by minus 5. So from the word itself, it tells decrease. Understood? Right. Now, who else can see the mistake in the first answer? Yes, Dihan?
The power sign should be -2.
Yeah, correct. It should be the units the problem. Yes, very good. So here the unit should be, make that correction. -2 here, -2. MS -2 the acceleration. They have got -1. That is the mistake. Okay, you can make that correction and mark the answer. Answer is first one. Question number 2, first one. Question number 3, select the answer which gives the correct unit of acceleration. Very easy, very basic question. MS -2. MS -2. Question number 4, athlete is running 800 meters event in the given 400 meters track. What is the correct answer? Explain motion correctly. Yeah. It is 400 meters track, but he is having 800 meters event. 800 meters event in 400 meters track. So displacement. So he is running. He has to run twice, right? Around this he has to run 2 times. So after running 2 times, what is his displacement? He has to come to the same place. His displacement will be definitely 0. After completing displacement 0, but total distance travel will be 800. Who can give me the correct answer here? If you go home from your, if you are leaving from your home to the school and if you come back to your house again, your displacement 0. Imagine batsman complete 2 runs between the wickets. What is the displacement of the batsman? 0. But total distance, imagine between wickets 20 meters, 20 plus 20, 40 meters for 2 runs. If batsman, right, understand? Now between wickets 20 meters. If batsman complete exactly 2 runs, total distance travel 40. 20 plus 20, 40, forward 20, backward 20. But displacement of the batsman will be 0. Or you throw the ball up and it's returned to your hand. So displacement 0. Therefore, if something returns to the same place, displacement is 0. Is that clear? Right. So, what is the answer now? I'll ask the answer. Who can give me the answer for this one? Question number 4. Any volunteers? Semru?
Fourth answer.
Dilshad?
Fourth answer.
Fourth.
Yeah, very good. All of your correct answer is 4th. Displacement of the runner is 0 and distance 800 meters. Right. Next one. Question number 5. Highest acceleration occurred in the given force. If they give acceleration, I told you there are 2 equations to calculate acceleration. One equation to calculate acceleration, F equals ma you can use. Formal equation A equals V minus U over T. That is one equation to find acceleration. Second equation, we can use F equals ma and A equals F divided by m. That is second equation to find acceleration. A equal F over m. This is A equals V minus U over T. Right? And there's one more equation to find acceleration, but that is from the graph, or not directly. You can find the gradient of the graph or the slope of the graph. So here we have to use F equals ma, not A equals V minus U over T, not graphical one. So I'll write under each the method. Here how to do it? Mass is common to all this, right? So you have to find what? Newton's second law. Acceleration is directly proportional to the unbalanced external force. What is the first fact of the Newton's second law? Acceleration is directly proportional to the unbalanced external force. So which one has the highest force? Here 10 Newton anyway. Here 10 plus 10, it's 0 here. Unbalanced force, resultant force 0 here. In the second figure. Resultant is 0. Opposite. Here the resultant will be again what? It's 0. Here the resultant will be 20. Which one having the highest unbalanced force? Who can tell me the answer for this now? Everyone should be able to get the same answer now. Five.
Answer.
Ash, Lonita, Sandali, Rasula.
Fourth answer.
Fourth answer.
Yeah, very good.
Fourth answer.
Very good. All of you are correct. Answer is fourth. So when the resultant force increase, the acceleration increase. So what is Newton's second law? Acceleration is directly proportional to the unbalanced force and acceleration is inversely proportional to the mass. Okay. Question number 6. I'll erase the screen. Number 6. Answer containing vector and scalar quantity. Any volunteers? Who can give me the answer for this? Number 6 answer for the 6th MCQ. Dasula, Faiz, Emro, Sandali.
Second answer.
Second answer.
Second answer. Force and pressure. Yeah, very good. Answer is second. Correct. Vector and because first one both are vectors. First one both are both vectors. Last one scalar and vector. So the answer is second. Very good. Pressure is a scalar quantity. Then question number 7. Momentum. Very easy. What is the equation for the momentum? Momentum equal m into v. Momentum equal mv. Any volunteers? What is the answer for the 7th MCQ? mv momentum. Dasula, Ayus, Dilshad, Emro.
First answer.
First answer.
Yeah.
First answer.
Yeah, answer is 20. Very good. How to do this? Those who have not done, write the equation. Momentum equal mv. Momentum equal m into v. So mass given 5 kilogram into velocity given 4. So 4 times 5 times 4 20. Units kg ms minus 1. Be careful because here also they have got ms minus 1 kilogram. But be careful in the exam if they give the mass in grams. If they give mass in grams, then you have to convert into kilogram. Right? You have to convert into kilogram. Then next one, question number 8. Gravitational acceleration of this is repeatedly about 2-3 times in the oral past papers they have asked this question. But still the students are not doing it properly, then they can repeat again. So weight of the astronaut 60 kilograms on the moon. Whether you are on the moon or the earth, your mass won't change. On the moon also you have this mass and on the earth also you have the same mass. So if you want to find on the earth your weight 60 kilos ne? You means they are going the astronaut. W equals mg. M won't change. M won't change. Either you are on the moon or the earth, your mass won't change. But your weight changes because of the gravity changes. So on the earth, what is the gravity? 10. So you write here 60 into 10. What is the mass? What is the weight here? 600 Newton. Write the equation. W equals mg. Now when it comes to the moon, the same mass. On the moon also the same mass. Remember the mass is independent of the gravitational acceleration. So on the moon you get again the same equation, we use W equals mg. M is same 60, but g will be 1/6 of the earth in the gravitational acceleration. Look at the first line. Gravitational acceleration of the moon is 1/6 of the earth. What is the value on the earth? 10. In the moon it's 1/6 of that. I put within bracket 10 into 1 over 6. 1/6 of the earth value on the moon. So when you simplify, what is the answer? 100 Newton. This will be 600 Newton. First one 600. Sorry about that. It's 600 Newton. 600 Newton and is 100 Newton. Same person. When he is on the moon, when he is on the earth, it's 600. When he travels to the moon, it becomes 100. What is the answer? What is the answer? Answer is any upcoming papers also they can change the person, the name and the mass kilogram. They'll put 50 or 40 or 20, but same technique. Sometimes they'll give instead of the mass the moon, they will give some other parent and tell acceleration is 1/5 or different value, or maybe 1/4, like that. They can give the acceleration any other planet. The same question they can repeat by changing the data. Please raise the hand those who got the second answer for this. They are asking what is the weight of this one. I'm on the moon 100. Yeah. Those who got the second answer, please raise the hand. And with this understanding, not a corner shot. 100 Newton. Right, very good, excellent. Question number 9, I'll erase the screen. 9th MCQ. False statement. So the correct, false, incorrect, you have to be careful. False statement. Nature of the surface do not have any effect on friction. Completely wrong. Nature of the surface matters. Rough surface or the smoothness or the roughness of the surface matters. That itself wrong, no? So the answer will be the first one. Maximum friction for the surface is limited friction. That also correct. That is correct. Surface area does not have any effect on it. That's correct. Area does not affect the friction. That's very important. Area does not affect the friction. That's correct. Friction is increased by making the, yeah, that is correct. Incorrect one will be first one. Please raise the hand those who got the first answer. Incorrect one will be first one. Incorrect one will be the first one. How many of you got the first answer? Incorrect one. Oh, false statement. Right, very good. Next one, question number 10. 10th MCQ, the resultant force, very easy. This side you get total 100. This side 10. Resultant. 100 minus 10, what is the answer? Answer is 4th. Please raise the hand those who got the 4th answer. Right. 4th answer, very good. Okay, good. More than 20 students raise the hand. 25, okay. Question number 11. 11th MCQ. Rod is in equilibrium. What is the value of W? Simple question. 4 into 50, you get 200 Newton meter. This side you get W into 2. So those two must be equal. Those two must be equal. 50 into 4 meters, 200. Here 2m into W. So what is the final answer? Final answer will be W into 2 meters equal 200 Newton meter. W equal 200 Newton meter divided by 2 meters. Meters cancel. Meters cancel. And you get final answer 100. Not 100. I mean, yeah, 200 divided by 2 is 100. 100 Newton. How many of you got 100 Newton? Answer is 4th. How many of you got the 4th answer? How many of you got the 4th answer? Very good. More than, okay, around 30 students raised the hand. Very good, excellent. Right, question number 12. Not an instance where a couple of forces applied. Any volunteers? Question number 12, the answer. Faiz, Emru, Mane, Ladita.
4th answer.
Fourth
Fourth
answer.
answer.
Fourth answer.
Fourth answer.
Very good. Not an instance. Be careful these words. False, incorrect, not an instance where a couple of forces applied. When you open the appears, stimulus. Yeah, answer is open in the door. Either you push the door or pull the door. That is not a couple of force. Right. Question number 13. 13th MCQ. Frame picture. W is this, tension at P and Q. First one, APQ forces act on the same plane. Yes. In your O-level syllabus, whatever the number of forces you are getting, they are all in the same plane. There's a single word for this. We call them coplanar forces. Coplanar forces. Right. and you get here if you direct them in the backward direction, so this is the other force resultant of P and Q by mark. If you have got the printout here, you can mark, or else you can just draw it. So this is the resultant of P and Q. R is the resultant of what? P and Q, that is acting against a W. What is R here? Resultant of P and Q. So C is also correct, right? Resultant of P and Q act against W, that's correct. Sum of P and Q completely wrong. You can't tell. I'll give one of the best example. If you take here 5 Newton and this side 5 Newton, the resultant is not equal to 10 Newton. That is completely wrong. Look at this. So result, you can't just add it. You can do that if the forces are parallel. If the forces are parallel, then you can tell 5 plus 5 10. Okay, if the forces are non-parallel or inclined, you can't simply add them. Here the resultant force will be this one. If the forces are parallel, now you can tell 10 here. Now here 10 Newton, the resultant. Sum of the two forces equal to W. So what is the difference between these two? Please draw both this and label. Okay. Then because of sum it is wrong. Because of sum this is wrong. So what is the answer then? And the other thing is in your oral syllabus they will not give any calculation of the questions, the forces on different planes. All the questions, all the forces that you are getting in the oral syllabus, they are on the same plane, whether it's 2 forces or 3 or 4 or 4. Any number of forces, they are on the same plane. So what is the answer for the 13th MCQ? A and C only. Answer is second. Please raise the hand those who got the second answer for this. 13th one, second answer. Right, very good. Question number 14. When you read the data, equation should come to a head. P equals H rho G. So P equals what? 0.5 into density 1000 into G is 10. Any volunteers? The final answer 5 is Manet, Rasula, Anuka, Andali, Dilshad.
First answer.
First answer.
First answer.
Yeah, very good. Answer is first one. Remember, all our science paper, all 40 MCQs are not hard. All 40 MCQs not hard. Today, actually, I told once I used this for the one of the parents meeting beta. I'll show that. Can you all see the screen PowerPoint slide? Yeah, can sir. Please raise the hand those who can see the screen. Okay, right. Okay, thank you. Now you are getting out of 40 MCQs. Look at this. This is how they categorize the MCQs. You get around 10, 18. That means that is almost 18 MCQs. 10 basic level and 18 middle level. So the first 10 MCQs you get very basic things. Just recalling, ability to recall, like memorizing part. recalling the previous knowledge. Then you get the about 12 last 12 MCQs. That means to go above 30, anyone can get 20 to 25. So the 12 MCQs means higher order questions, ability of analysis, synthesis and evaluation. So those 12 MCQs going to decide whether you're going for A or B pass. Especially for A pass, the last 12 MCQs very important. But there are basic, like just now we discussed P equals H rho G, just to apply the values. Or else momentum the unit, acceleration unit. So just recalling the previous knowledge. So that is like about there are 10 questions like that, basic level, to measure the ability to recall. So that's how the MCQs are classified in your category. I mean, based on this criteria, they prepare the questions for the MCQ paper. And then those maybe the last 12 MCQs, you can get nearly 4 from each, like chemistry 4, physics 4 MCQs, and like that. So from all three areas you are getting questions here. Did you all watch this PowerPoint slide or the YouTube video? Please raise the hand those who have watched this before. I prepared a small video for this for the students and the parents. One of the parents, none of you, right? Okay. Then I'll yeah. There's also wait. This is how you get the essay type. You get you serve 3 hours and 10 minutes for the reading time, and this is the most important thing. 25 marks allocated for what? Practical activity. I told you this time you are getting more from the grade 10 work structured essay. Structured essay grade 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the one from the biosphere lesson, but that also, like you can see the Western prize paper, like you have to think and write. The others maybe the photosynthesis practical, right? Like that one part, not the entire question. 25% of the question you can get practical or activity. Therefore, grade 10 work activities, the lessons will be food practical or whatever. And what is this oxanometer? Respiration experiment, that germinated seeds and the colored water level going up in the tube, like that. Those questions are important. And this is the semi-structured essay type questions. So that's how you get this out of 200. This 60 marks means out of 200. Out of 100, it will be 30 marks. Okay, right. Okay, let's move back to the paper now. Additional information. Question number 15. Not an instance of using atmospheric pressure in daily life. What is not an instance? Any volunteers? Vice? Anuka? Embru?
Fourth answer.
Fourth answer, yeah. They have used liquid pressure, no? Yeah. Drinking with the use of destroyers, we use the atmospheric pressure. Holding object with the use of rubber thaga, remove. Yeah, ours is fourth. Please write, they have used liquid pressure. Application of liquid pressure. So, yeah. Not atmospheric. Question number 16. 16th MCQ. What is the answer? When a stone is hung on a spring balance, its weight was 13 Newton. When it is submerged in water, 11.5. That means what? 13 Newton has decreased to 11.5. That is due to the upthrust. 13 has become 11.5. Then the upthrust will be 13 minus 11.5. But when you subtract 11.5 from 13, what is that? 2.5, no? Answer is 1.5, sorry. 1.5. Please raise the hand, those who got the fourth answer for this. How many of you got the fourth answer for this? 13 minus 11.5. Actual weight minus apparent weight. Actual weight, real weight minus apparent weight. Right, very good, excellent. Next one. Question number 17. If they are moving on a straight line, select the true statement. They have both same kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of A is higher. Okay, actually you can calculate the kinetic energy if you want using half mv squared. Best thing is that. So find the kinetic energy of first one, half mv squared, half into 10 into 5 squared. What is that? 25 into 5, 125 joules, right? This one you get half into m into v squared. Half into 20 into 5 square. Half into 20 is 10. It's 250 joules. So which one has more kinetic energy? B. B has more kinetic energy than A. Kinetic energy of B is greater than A. What is the answer? Any volunteers? Question number 17 the answer. You can do the calculation kinetic energy of each and guess the answer. Yeah, at least now anyone? Dulaj, Hussein, Venuka? No? Yeah, answer is 3. Very good. What is the answer? Answer is 3. Question number 18. At which height 20 joules potential energy is stored in an object of weight 40 Newton. If the weight is 40 Newton, you can find the mass is 4 kilogram. Because 1 kilogram equal 10 Newton. It's 4 kilos. 40 Newton means 4 kilos. How to convert kilogram into multiplied by 10? We know potential energy equal mgh. M is potential energy given 20 joules. Here is 20 joules. mv got 4 kilos. I just write 4. G is 10. H don't know. So H equals 20 divided by 40. 20 divided by 40. That is 0.5 meters. 20 over 40 is half. Half means 0.5 meters. Please raise the hand those who got the third answer for this. How many of you got the third answer? Right, very good. Question number 18, answer is 3. Next one, question number 19. Minimum required to pull this one height during 2 seconds. Power equal work done over time. Power equal what? Work done over time. It's a good question. Power equal work done into time. Work done divided by time. Work done measured in joules, time measured in seconds. So you get the unit joules per second. Or that is watt. Joules per second is also equal to what? Power SI unit watt. So what is the work done now? Work done here you can convert this into weight. That is 1000 Newton because 1 kilogram equal 10 Newton. So 1000 Newton multiplied by 20 meters. What is work done? Positive distance. Look at here. Done is F into D. So here the F is 1000 Newton because it's against the gravity. Divide by time taken they have given for this. What is the total time consumed? How many seconds? 2 seconds. Then you can easily get the answer. 2 seconds. What is the final answer? Yes? 20,000 Newton meter means joules. 20,000 Newton meter means 20,000 joules divided by 2 seconds. What is the answer? 20,000 joules divided by 2 seconds. Answer will be 10,000 watt. How many of you got the answer? 10,000 watt means 1 kilowatt. They have got everything in kilowatt. Minimum power. So it should be watt, 10,000 watt. Because there's a 1000 Newton, yeah. 20,000, yeah. So please raise the hand anyway, those who got 10,000 watt. 10,000 watt means divided by 1000, 10 kilowatt. Yeah, answer is fourth. Very good. Please raise the hand those who got the fourth answer. In kilowatt is 10. You have to convert that into kilowatt divided by 1000. 10 kilowatt. So if you divide 10,000 by 1000, then what become kilowatt? That's 10 kilowatt. Right. So what is the time now? It's 11:20. Okay. Now 20 to 40, and there are some essay type questions here. During the seminar, I'll take about 1 or 2 hours and finish this also, important parts, right? So anyway, you keep the answers ready. Not everything, only the important parts I'll discuss with you all. So then we'll be having the 3 seminars next week, and so please work hard, and you have only like few more days, and do your maximum, and we'll stop for today then. Hope to join me the seminar. Good night and God bless you.